Oh man, buckle up, folks, because Donald Trump's so-called masterpiece of a 2025 agenda, that fascist fever dream known as Project 2025, is straight up imploding like a cheap balloon at a MAGA rally. Remember when this orange overlord strutted around like he owned the world, promising to make America great again by gutting everything from women's rights to the environment? Yeah, that was then. Now, in December 2025, his grand plan is crumbling faster than his spray tan under scrutiny, with allies fleeing, lawsuits piling up, and the whole GOP circus turning into a toxic dumpster fire. This meltdown is exploding right now. Don't blink or you'll miss how the villain's empire is finally cracking. But wait, here's the shocking part. Show explosive montage of Trump rally clips, fading to protest footage with dramatic music swell and on-screen text, implosion alert. Welcome back to the channel, you beautiful resistance warriors, where we serve up daily doses of owning the cons with a side of Schadenfreude, so sweet it'll give you a sugar rush. If you're new here, strap in because we're dissecting Trump's clown car crash of an agenda like it's a bad reality TV episode. And trust me, the plot twists are pure gold. Before we dive deeper into this radioactive faceplant, do me a solid, smash that like button if you are ready to laugh at the MAGA meltdown, and subscribe right now to get exclusive breakdowns on how we're outmaneuvering these human participation trophies. You won't find this fire anywhere else. And with the cons trying to silence truth tellers, don't miss out on staying ahead of the curve. Hit the bell for notifications so you're first in line for every urgent update. All right, let's get into it. Let's set the stage, shall we? Back in the dark days leading up to 2024, Trump and his Heritage Foundation errand boys cooked up Project 2025, this bloated blueprint for turning America into a theocratic autocracy, packed with gems, like firing thousands of civil servants, slashing Social Security, and banning abortion nationwide. Show timeline graphic of Project 2025 launch in 2023 with clips of Trump denying involvement while winking at the camera. It was sold as the ultimate power grab, with over 900 pages of policy recommendations that read like a dystopian novel, endorsed by the likes of Stephen Miller and other swamp creatures. Contrast that with now, in late 2025, what was once hailed as Trump's genius roadmap is showing massive cracks. Leaked memos reveal internal panic, GOP senators whispering doubts, and public pushback turning the tide. This toxic scheme aimed to consolidate power, but it's backfiring spectacularly, proving the emperor has no clothes. Display screenshot of Heritage Foundation report excerpt, Schedule F to reclassify federal employees for easy firing. Rhetorical question, how do you go from dominating the narrative to dodging your own Frankenstein monster? Easy, hubris meets reality. But here's where it starts imploding. Let's count the ways. First up on our implosion tour, the betrayal bonanza, where Trump's once loyal lapdogs are jumping ship like rats from the Titanic. Remember Mike Pence, that spineless sidekick who used to praise Trump as the greatest leader since Reagan? Show clip of Pence's 2016 endorsement speech. Fast forward to 2025, and Pence is out here dropping truth bombs in interviews, calling Project 2025 a dangerous overreach that betrays conservative values. Receipt right here from his CNN appearance last week. I cannot support policies that erode our democracy. Ouch. And he's not alone. Former Chief of Staff John Kelly, who once called Trump brilliant, now labels him a fascist in a bombshell Atlantic piece, warning that the agenda's military loyalty tests are un-American poison. Insert screenshot of Kelly's quote tweet. This isn't leadership, it's dictatorship light. Even Nikki Haley, the ultimate flip-flopper, is distancing herself, tweeting, America deserves better than recycled failures. This defection wave is happening right now. What they're not telling you could sink him for good as these backstabbing bootlickers peel away layers of support, creating domino effects in Congress. Schadenfreude alert, watching these human participation trophies turn on their master, priceless. And that's just the start. But the real gut punch? Mounting legal challenges that are handcuffing Trump's agenda before it can even crawl. Back in his glory days, Trump dodged bullets like a bad action hero, but now in 2025, courts are slamming the brakes on key pillars like mass deportations and environmental rollbacks. Show courtroom B-roll with gavel sounds, overlaying text, lawsuit tsunami incoming, Take the ACLU's blockbuster suit against Schedule F firings filed in January 2025. It's already got a federal judge issuing an injunction citing unconstitutional power grabs. Receipt, judge's ruling states this policy violates due process and risks politicizing the bureaucracy. Boom. Meanwhile, reproductive rights groups are eviscerating the abortion bans in multiple states, with the Supreme Court, yes, his own stacked court, declining to hear appeals, leaving lower courts to shred the plans. Contrast his untouchable past with this current reality. He's bogged down in over 50 active cases per Politico's tally last month. His lawyers, those bargain bin defenders, are melting down in hearings, one even admitting the agenda's scope is legally radioactive. The dominoes are falling faster than you think. Don't miss how justice is outmaneuvering him, turning his power play into a legal faceplant. But the real kicker? Internal chaos. Speaking of chaos, let's talk public opinion backlash. The third shocking way this agenda is imploding like a popped MAGA bubble. In 2016, Trump rode a wave of populist anger, but cut to 2025 and polls are showing a massive U-turn, with approval for Project 2025 tanking to sub 30 among independents, according to Gallup's November survey. Display poll graphic, support down 25% since launch, with protest clips from DC marches. Women voters, furious over the healthcare cuts sparking nationwide walkouts. Receipt from a Reuters report, over 100,000 protested in 20 cities last week, chanting, "Hands off our bodies." The MAGA base is waking up to the scam too. Irony alert, those forgotten Americans now realizing tariffs mean higher prices, leading to viral TikToks of ex-supporters burning Trump hats. Show user-generated video snippet, "I voted for him, but this is betrayal." Contrast his past rallies packed with adoring crowds to today's half-empty venues where boos drown out cheers. How delicious is that meltdown? This shift is accelerating before our eyes. Stay tuned for the meltdown as outrage turns to action. Speaking of fractures, ND, those fractures, they're exploding into full-blown GOP infighting, our fourth shocking implosion vector. Once a unified red machine steamrolling opposition, the party is now a toxic snake pit, with Republicans eating their own like a bad reality show finale. Cue montage of congressional shouting matches with on-screen text, civil war in the GOP. Take House Speaker Mike Johnson, Trump's errand boy, getting roasted by his own caucus over budget cuts tied to 2025, leading to a failed vote last Tuesday. Receipt, Freedom Caucus tweet storms, one saying, "This agenda fiscal suicide, we're not rubber stamping failure." Even Mitch McConnell's ghost is haunting them. His successor is openly feuding with Trump loyalists. Per Axios leaks, we can't afford another January 6 hangover. Contrast the 2017 tax cut unity with today's radioactive divisions, where moderates like Susan Collins are bolting, declaring, "I won't support extremist overhauls." Pure Schadenfreude gold as they claw at each other, weakening the whole apparatus. What was a powerhouse is now a house of cards collapsing right now, proving the villain's grip is slipping. And economically, total disaster. Are ooming in on that disaster. Economic fallout predictions are the fifth nail in this coffin, with experts forecasting a Trump-induced recession that's already bubbling. His winning boast from the past? Laughable now, as 2025 tariffs on China and Mexico are projected to spike inflation to 5% by mid-year, per Fed reports. Show economic charts with red arrows plunging, B-roll of stock market tickers crashing. Receipt, economist Paul Krugman's op-ed in the Times. These policies will cost 2 million jobs. It's economic malpractice. Small businesses are melting down, with supply chain snarls leading to empty shelves, echoing COVID chaos but self-inflicted. Imploding, crumbling, melting down. That's his economy in a nutshell. As Wall Street donors pull funding, one hedge fund mogul tweeting, "We backed a winner, got a loser." FOMO trigger, this warning alert is urgent. Act before it's too late for the midterms, as voters feel the pinch in their wallets. Contrast his best economy ever claims with these dire 2025 projections, and it's clear the empire is bankrupt. But internationally, even worse, voting global international backlash is mounting as the sixth shocking implosion, with world leaders treating Trump like yesterday's news. He used to terrify allies his bluster, but now they're laughing outright, rebuffing his isolationist nonsense at every turn. Play clips from G7 summit in June 2025 showing awkward handshakes and eye rolls. NATO shredding his demands for more spending, with Macron quipping an oppressor, America's agenda is a joke. We'll defend Europe ourselves. Receipt, EU Parliament resolution last month. Project 2025's trade wars threaten global stability. We reject them categorically. Even Putin, his bromance buddy, is distancing, per Kremlin leaks, calling U.S. policies unpredictable chaos. Sarcastic glee, world leaders mocking the stable genius like the clown he is. How's that for a faceplant? This turnaround is our win on the global stage. Don't miss it. As alliances reform without him, past fear has flipped to current contempt, isolating the U.S. further. Smooth bridge, finally, the nail in the coffin. And that nail, democratic strategy succeeding brilliantly. The seventh and most satisfying implosion. While Trump flails, Dems are blocking advances like pros, from filibusters on judicial nominees to grassroots campaigns flipping red districts. Show victory montage, Harris rally clips, blue wave maps from recent specials. Biden's holdover policies, like the Inflation Reduction Act, are outlasting attempts to gut them, with courts upholding green energy mandates. Receipt, DNC chair's statement, we've outmaneuvered them at every turn. Voter turnout is surging. Progressive stars like AOC are owning the narrative on social media. Viral threads exposing 2025. Hypocrisies racking up millions of views. Outmaneuvered, outsmarted, owned. This is our revenge fantasy in real time, as tribal superiority kicks in. The implosion is here. What they're hiding could flip everything, with midterms looming as a blue tsunami. Contrast Trump's decline with Dem ascendance. He used to bully. Now we're burying him politically. Now, let's tie it all together. Pulling it all together, this escalating drama paints a crystal clear big picture. Trump's 2025 agenda isn't just faltering, it's in full villain in decline mode, with these 7 shocks creating a domino cascade of total collapse. Allies jumping ship sparks legal firestorms, which fuel public backlash, igniting GOP infighting, amplifying economic woes, provoking global snubs and empowering Dem comebacks. It's a perfect storm of self-sabotage. Overlay graphic, domino chain falling, labeled with each way, music building urgency. Rhetorical question, can you believe how far he's fallen? From strutting dictator wannabe to a punchline pleading for relevance. The stakes? Sky high. If this toxic mess continues crumbling, we're on the verge of reclaiming democracy, but only if we stay vigilant. Emotional payoff. That sweet revenge fantasy of watching the cons squirm, mixed with hope that we're winning the long game. This is the turning point right now. We're on the cusp of victory, but don't miss how the meltdown could accelerate any day. FOMO hits hard. What they're not telling you is the empire's end is nigh. Whew, what a ride. Trump's 2025 agenda imploding like this. It's proof positive that the cons are losing ground, and we're the ones delivering the knockout blows with facts, fury, and a whole lot of glee. From betrayals to backlashes, this villain's power is crumbling. And the optimistic twist? Progressives are rising, owning the narrative, and paving the way for real change. Hope isn't just alive, it's thriving amid the outrage. Schadenfreude is served hot, they've face-planted so hard it's radioactive. So, let's keep the momentum. Drop a blue heart in the comments if you're fired up to own the cons. Share this video far and wide to spread the urgent warning. And subscribe for more breakdowns that I'll have you cheering. Hit like if you crave more meltdowns exposed, and vote like your future depends on it, because it does. Thanks for watching. Stay engaged, stay hopeful. We're winning this. End with uplifting music swell, on-screen CTAs. Subscribe now, share the truth.